Hello, my name is Robin Curran. I'm with Luxury Method and CoWork Staffing Services. Today, I'm going to record for you a step-by-step guide on how to complete the government form I-9 and the reason why it's necessary. This is done in conjunction with our HR partner, Griffin Technology, and so I'm going to take you through every step. So for Section 1, the first thing that will happen is you're going to receive an email from support at Griffin HR that explains the purpose of the government form I-9. It establishes your identity and your ability to be authorized to work in the United States. You have a link here that takes you to a very comprehensive document if you want to download that. You have a hyperlink that takes you into the technology itself. Your username is your email address, and then you'll have a computer generated password. So before you even get started with your Section 1 of your Form I-9, it is really advisable that you try to identify your authorized verifier. Your authorized verifier is going to meet with you for Section 2 of the Form I-9. They need to be 21 years of age or older. They cannot be related to you, and they cannot be a family member, a CoWorks client, or a convicted felon. There's somebody that you need to feel comfortable showing your IDs to, because what they're going to do is they need to physically view them and enter the information on them into the technology. That is a requirement of the government. So right now, I'm going to take you right into the system. And my best suggestion to you is to first take and copy your password. Click on to access the technology. And you're going to be prompted to log in using your username, which is your email address. And then I'm going to paste my computer generated password and log in. Now, this is another reason it's nice that you pasted your password, because you'll need it again because it's going to prompt you to change your password to a password that you're comfortable with. The password has to be at least 8 characters long, has to contain one uppercase letter, one lowercase letter, a number between 0 and 9, and a special character. And I entered it in. And my suggestion to you is after you've entered it in, is you make a note to yourself so you know what your password is, just in the event for some reason you need to log out and log back in again. So you have your password, and you're going to go to stuff to do. So the stuff to do is, if you've already collected your verifier's information, you're going to want to go in and enter their information into the system. So in other words, after you finish completing Section 1 of the Form I-9, you're going to need to meet with your designated authorized verifier to complete Section 2. And we talked about the criteria that they needed to have and the fact that they needed to see your unexpired original documents. So if you have their information, you would click Next here and enter in their information. And the information you need from the verifiers is their first and last name, their email address, their primary phone number, and their address. So if we don't have that yet, I'm going to click on Previous, and I'm going to cancel this so that I can get started with Section 1 of the Form I-9. First place you're going to be taken to is a landing page that has hyperlinks to several different documents that explains the I-9 process and what's involved. You're welcome to download these and print them out if you'd like. I'm going to go next because I don't need to, any information about it. I'm pretty well versed about the E-Verify process and why people need to complete the Form I-9, but you're more than welcome to download those and view them. So when I go to next, I'm going to enter the last name, first name, and if you can enter a middle initial. If you don't have a middle initial, you can hit N/A. And then you also have the option of entering another last name. So if you were previously married or you had another name that you went by, you can enter that here, or again, type in the N/A. Then enter your address. And if you have an apartment, you would put your apartment number in here or building number. If not, again, you use the NA. Then you select your state and use your down arrow to get to the state that you want if it doesn't come up on the top. And then put in your zip code. Once you're completed, you're just going to click next. And then it's going to ask you and prompt you for your social security number. So I'm going to enter that in. And it's going to ask you to repeat it. And then your date of birth. And it's going to prompt you to put in your email address. If you don't choose to put that in there, you can then get into N/A. Same thing with your phone number. You can opt to put that in, or you can select N/A and then click next. This page asks you, what is your status in the United States? So, and you're attesting to this under the penalty of perjury that you are a citizen of the United States, a non-citizen national of the United States, a lawful permanent resident, or an alien authorized to work. If you have any want additional information on any of these statuses, you can click on this little information button next to each section. But I'm going to click on a citizen of the United States. So it's going to ask me to review my information to make sure everything's in there correctly. Then you're going to read through the employee attestation. And once you've read through that, you're attesting to the fact that the information you provided is factual. You have a choice of handwriting in your signature, which I find a little awkward. So I'm going to hit clear, and I'm going to let the computer generate it for me by clicking on generate. I'm going to go to next. It's going to ask you whether or not a preparer or translator assisted you in completing section 1. I did not have any assistance, so I'm going to select no, but if you did have assistance, you can select yes and enter in your translator or preparer's information. So I'm going to go to next, and I've now completed my section 1 of my I-9. So I'm going to click finish. And now it's going to take me to the last task that I have to do, which is assigning my
authorized verifier.
That's what I need to do in order to go on to section 2. So again, it just repeats the status that the person needs to be at least 21 years of age or older, cannot be related to you, and cannot be a family member, a co-works client, or a convicted felon. So I'm going to click next and type in last name, first name, the primary email address, the primary phone number, my verifier, and the primary address. And just so happens Brian lives near where I am. Again, you want to key down if your state doesn't come up right away. Enter your zip code. And then use your down arrow button. Go to next. And now I am finished. As soon as I click this button, my verifier is going to receive an email from me, from the system, giving them access to log on. And I'll show you that right now. Oops. And that begins the process for section 2. I'm going to stop this recording now, and I'm going to do a separate recording for section 2. Thank you guys so much for participating in this video, and I hope it answered some of the questions for you and made the process easier. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Your authorized verifier. Your authorized verifier. Your authorized verifier.